And something that reminds me of something that can't be bought is the final night of Unalaska when we were hiking back, and you can watch the video or the podcast to kind of know what we're talking about. But we were hiking back from our destination on Alaska, and we couldn't make it all the way, so we camped out. Or actually, I think we could have, but we didn't have enough money to stay at the hotel for 2 nights. And so we're like, we'll just stay here at the trailhead. And it was the biggest storm. It was the first huge storm of that year, and it was winds and rains like it's in the middle of an island in the Aleutian, or the what's that water called? Yeah, it's some crazy ocean in the north of the Pacific. I mean, it could just be the Pacific, um, but yeah, it's just crazy, and it's an island in the middle of the ocean. So obviously the wind is going to be crazy. Um, so basically, it was wind and rain like I've never, ever experienced, even close. I mean, we have had some crazy storms where I live, and this topped everything and some. And we were just in a tent. We were just in a little tent with a little rain cover, and I probably got half an hour to an hour of sleep that night. I'm not even kidding. And I woke up from the little sleep I had, and I was in a pool. I was soaked. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it's like the water from the ground soaked precipitation. I have no idea what happened, but basically, all my clothes, my sleeping bag was just soaked, like soaked. And I checked the time, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I checked the time. Yeah, I probably had a watch. Yeah, because I just hunkered down all my electronics, um, just deep, including my phone, which it wasn't this phone. It was just it was my old phone that wasn't turning on. I don't know if it was dead, or I think it was just dead, or maybe detected the water, and just shuts it down. But yeah, that wasn't turning on. I'm like, oh man, I had so much electronics, and I just hunkered that down in the driest place I could. And so yeah, I was checking my watch, and all while this is still happening, the wind, the rain, and there would be a huge gust of wind that if we weren't in there, the tent would fly. I mean, easily, staked, non-staked, whatever. We could feel the whole thing lifting, and the only thing supporting it down was us. And we kept thinking, the wind, or the rain cover is just gonna, fly right off, and then we were gonna be exposed to the elements. And man, I wish I had the presence of mind to record. But then again, now that I think of it, the only thing that could have recorded is my GoPro, and in the GoPro bag was all my electronics, my phone, my headphones, like all these batteries, and I was afraid of losing the footage that I had, because we already had such amazing footage, and I was just afraid of losing it all. But still, I wish I recorded it somehow, because this was arguably one of the most important times of the trip. So basically, I looked at my watch. I woke up, and I think it was like 2 or something crazy. I was praying that it was going to be 7 or 8 or something, so I could wake up Dallas and we could go to the hotel. But I was like, and Dallas was asleep, or maybe he was just, closing his eyes, or something, and maybe he fell asleep. God bless him if he did, because that was some crazy elements. But so I was waiting. I basically just sat there and meditated and let Dallas sleep for like probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, because we left at 4:30 or 5. Yeah, 4:30, I believe. I really don't know. But basically, it got to the point where I'm like, Dallas, I'm sorry. And I woke him up. I'm like, I'm sorry, we gotta go. I'm soaked. we have to go to the hotel. We have to pack up and go. So he's like, okay, let's do it. So we packed up everything in the tent. We open it, and we're in the middle of a cloud. In the middle of a cloud, and there's in the thickest cloud and the thickest fog you have ever seen. And I'm not kidding. When people say you can't see 2 feet in front of you, I am not kidding. 2, 3 feet in front of you, and then it's a wall. It is a wall, and you cannot see anything, and I'm not exaggerating. 2, 3 feet, and then it's white. It is insane. So we open it, we're disoriented, we're like, oh my gosh, we're in a cloud. And I think at this point, the wind died down for sure, and it was just kind of drizzling. And we packed everything up. We packed everything up and then went to kind of climb down this hill that we were on where we camped on. We camped on the high ground, and it's still, we still got soaked. So yeah, we climbed down this little hill, luckily we saw it obviously when it was light out a few times, because if we didn't, we would have easily gotten lost. Even, with flashlights and everything, it honestly wasn't even helping, because we were better off just trying to hone in our night vision. So, I mean, I can't stress the amount of darkness and void, because I'm sure now that I think of it, it was so thick, the cloud, that the moonlight wasn't even able to pierce it. There was zero light. I mean, there was just the light of the subsurface scattering of the moon glowing the cloud maybe a little bit, all the little rain particles or something. I don't know. But so basically we hiked down that little mountain, and when I say little hill, I'm talking about like 15 feet, but it was still pretty treacherous. So we made it down, and then we got to this gravel road, which was not the main road, but the road, the mountain kind of road that took us to the trailhead. It's gravel, it's not a pavement road. So we got on that road, and then basically your vision was just darkness, and then a little bit of light where the light gravel was, and you just followed the light gravel, and me and Dallas just walked through the fog all the way to this town, and by the time we got to the town, we walked out of the cloud area. Maybe it dispersed, maybe we walked out of it, but yeah, we got out of it, and I mean, talk about a life-changing experience. But this is what made me retell this whole story. It took us probably 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours, to walk back from the trail, from where we were camping to the hotel. And we got picked up by this nice fellow whose name is, I can't remember. Dallas always remembers. It's a crazy name you've probably never even heard of. It's like, he's a native to Unalaskun people, and man, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's some crazy awesome name, but man, he was so generous. Picked us up, and at the time when he picked us up, we were like, man, we were real close, but man, it's fine. I mean, I guess he can pick us up. I mean, obviously, it's super nice if he, obviously, he's super nice. But we thought we were, at this point, super close. But even after he picked us up, we went like a mile. We were like, holy crap, thank gosh this guy picked us up. So we got dropped off at the hotel, got a room, and I can't tell you the most amazing feeling when you finally got into the hotel room. You could take off your wet clothes, put them on the wherever to dry, take stock of everything that's happened, lay in the bed, take a shower, take a warm shower, and just be. And oh my God, I mean, talk about one of the most amazing feelings ever. and something that can't be bought, something you have to work for to get, a feeling you have to work so hard to get. I mean, so hard. I mean, I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee real quick. I mean, it can't be explained. It's the most profound appreciation and perspective that you can get, I believe. And I mean, wow, it was amazing, and I for sure want to go back there one day again, for sure. I mean, man, we found obsidian, we found spawning salmon. The whole ground was filled with mushrooms and moss, like feet of moss and old, a battle. It was the Battle of Dutch Harbor during World War II. There were bunkers everywhere and old abandoned, military outposts, and I mean, it was just so amazing, so amazing.